And this is a pretty fun clown fight, though. Like, I'm enjoying this. They're able to characterize trans rights activism in some pretty cringe ways for reasons that have nothing to do with trans people. Vaush is definitely a troll. JK Rowling is definitely a troll. Vaush is feeding. What we're going to talk about specifically is social media, the attention economy, and how even a large account like Vaush can get taken advantage of and can have what they're trying to do turned against itself. And this is in hopes that this will make everybody kind of a little bit more aware of what's going on in social media, right? And it's a bigger deal, like the bigger your platform is. Okay, so this is Rowling's tweet of Vaush. Vaush just named JK Rowling. Oh, it's Bellatrix. Did he must have deleted this. He must have deleted these tweets, which makes sense because look at this, okay? I know I showed you her tweet. Here's the Newsweek article. God damn it. I know I showed you her tweet the other day, right? Does she have it pinned by chance? No. Her tweet was quote retweet of Annalise Dodds. This is the Shadow Labor Secretary. Labor Secretary? No, what am I talking about? Shadow Secretary of the Labor Party. What is she the fucking Shadow Secretary of? I don't remember, chat. But she's a government official in Scotland. She, just said this.
The minimum wage and Sure Start. And almost 100 years since the first women Labour MPs were elected.
They aren't deleted?
We have gender parity.
I mean, they got screen capped, so...
I want to thank the great Labour women who are stepping down at the next election, including Kate Green, Harriet Harman, Margaret Hodge and Rosie Winterton. Women who blazed a trail in our party, who stood up and changed it for the better.
So JK got triggered by this.
In the fight for women's equality.
This is what got JK mad. This is where the original thing came from.
And still grappling with the parenthood pay gap. Women also bore the burden of the fallout of the COVID crisis. And Black, Asian and minority ethnic women were hit particularly hard. But women hold the key to supercharging our economy because companies that have more women and medium-sized businesses contribute billions to our economy. So Labour will put women at the heart of our recovery. We'll support women in business and industry. We'll bring in stronger family-friendly rights. We'll enable equal pay comparisons across employers.
Apparently I can't click from the chat.
Workplace harassment. Labour will lift women up, not hold them
back. Apparently bad things happen if I try to click from the chat. Chat, I guess I should say, I should just acknowledge it, since it's probably been reported by the trolls already. Fellow Canadians? Yeah, I think it just showed I was using YouTube Canada. So anyway, I'm sure you all had figured that out anyway. I'm sure that that's not news to anyone. Didn't dox myself that bad. I'm pretty sure I've heard the trolls say it anyway, so.
Party of equality.
Okay, anyway. So she's responding to this. Labour will lift women up, not hold them back. And then JK Rowling's roasting her for being like saying women, but you're not transphobic enough to only mean cis women, right? Now some people will say women and only mean cis women, so there's no indication, right? That there's no like, I mean, this doesn't prove that, but anyway, Rowling, like in her GC circle, this is sus, right? This is sus when you don't like define a woman as in some gender essentialist GC sort of way. So that's what started it off, and then here we go with Vaush responding, subtweeting. This is a subtweet. Is this a subtweet? Is this a subtweet? No, it's not a subtweet because you use her name. What is this called? It's not quite, it's not an at. What would you call this, chat? What is the Twitter lingo for this? When you reference somebody, name drop? Did he just name drop her? Is that the way to... I'm like trying to say this the right way. I'm trying to say the Twitter correct way, right? Whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted. I'm getting really distracted. My Adderall has not kicked in, strangely enough. Anyway, so all JK Rowling has to do... had to do was shut the fuck up, and she could have been almost uncritically beloved for like a century, right? So it sounds like something a lot of Harry Potter fans say, right? Is that like, I love JK Rowling. That they'll say that, they would, love the book, they love the author, they loved everything about her, and if she only hadn't opened her mouth, right, then everything would be fine, right? Because it's like her views, specifically her views on trans people, that are the only thing that people really dislike about her. Now, there's a lot to dislike about her, and I think we've gone over some of that, in terms of just like her writing is actually not good. It's really fucking problematic. That might have been on the Twitch stream, so some of you might not have seen that. I think I covered that on the Twitch stream, right? Looking at Sean's video on just, actually, I don't know what stream that was on. Chat, I'm so mixed up, I'm so confused. I just barely got here, and as you saw, I'm like super late. I feel like it's like being late to class. Am I in trouble, chat? Do you need to punish me? Does chat need to punish me? Adderall tolerance is a hell of a thing. I don't have any because I'm not good at taking my medication. I have ADD so bad that I don't even take my meds. But am I in trouble? I'm sorry, I'm like late to, I strolled into class and just started doing my report, just started doing my project, and then everybody's kind of like looking at me like, aren't you gonna like apologize for like being like 6 minutes late, no, 10 minutes late, 12 minutes late? How 10 push-ups for discipline? Oh my god, I will do those in a second. Actually, I need to do some push-ups. Should I do them on my fists, or should I do them like, there's so many different push-ups, chat. There's so many different. Vaush the douche. Indeed. You could like spell his name in the same way that you spell that word, like Vouch. I don't know. I mean, if you wanted to, right? It's another way to not to dodge the name search, and to give him another thing to name search. Chat, when I name search, I name search no space comment space chick. That is the most common place to find my trolls. For some reason, they want my name to be 3 words, but it's 1 word. No comment chick is 1 word. A no comment chick is 1 thing, right? That is me, Irene Geller, the no comment chick. There's no spaces. There's no time for a space in no comment chick. As you can see, I have no time to give, so I have no space to put between the letters in my name. I just put it all down, like in sloppy handwriting, and you can barely read it. Hey. Slurp. Anyway, I'm gross. But yeah, this is what we're dealing with here. So yeah, like, and listen, like, okay, now it's understandable, I guess, what he's saying, right? I mean, being a Potter fan, like this, I don't know, how much does this out you as a Potter fan? To the degree which this outs Vaush as a Potter fan, it's cringe, right? That you were a Potter fan, that you would have liked Harry Potter, if it wasn't for JK Rowling being such an utter piece of shit, but we can forgive that, right? But, like, I mean, if you don't want to play into a TERF's hands, maybe don't tell them to shut the fuck up. Because, they like, we might realize that they're not feminists, but they don't. They're still rocking that feminist thing. They're still trying to make hay out of that, right? So you say something like, shut the fuck up, and it sounds a lot like, what a misogynistic dude would say to a woman, right? But Vaush isn't a misogynistic dude, right? Women, be quieter and start apologizing challenge. What? You fucking feeder. You feeder. What the fuck, Vaush? Why are you such a feeder? Dude, I do not want to play LOL with Vaush ever. Remind me, okay? If Vaush ever invites me, which he won't, don't worry, chat, don't worry, he won't. But, if he were to invite me to play LOL, oh my god, no, I don't want to play LOL on his team. He's a fucking feeder. This man is a goddamn feeder. He's a TERF feeder. And that's not cool. That is very, very decidedly uncool, Vaush, to feed the TERFs. Listen, I've had debates before where I've had to deal with feeders on my team, like people that were just like giving easy claps to the opponents, right? And it doesn't feel good, especially when you're talking about, did we miss out on some cringe there? I didn't even see the troll. If that was a troll, I don't even know. Was that a troll? Maybe everybody's a troll. Chat, maybe I'm a troll. But anyway, Vaush is definitely a troll. JK Rowling is definitely a troll. Vaush is feeding. I don't know what to call this, but it's just like, it's like you're making her job easy for you. Now, when you see Vaush do something that seems unwise, right? Oh, hey, Grey Knight. Women be quieter is just painting the bull's eye on yourself. I know, right? When you see Vaush do something that seems unwise, right? It's not out of the question to imagine that maybe this is part of a takemeister, right? That this is like a technique where he says something, he gets called on it, and then he's got a plan for how. Oh my God, thank you, Joni. Oh my God, thank you. Wait, are my alerts on even? I turned my alerts on Twitch yesterday, chat. We're slowly coming back. We're slowly coming back to life after a fucking, oh shit, YouTube alerts off. There we go. YouTube alerts on. I'm sorry you didn't get your alert, Johnny, but bing. There we go. Something like that. Is that what it's supposed to sound like? Meow. Yes, meow indeed. Okay, I've got them on now. Sorry, chat. I turned them off because I was troubleshooting my Twitch alerts yesterday. It's not actually on Newsweek. What are you talking about? You think that article is fake? It's real, right? The article's real. It's not like a fake article, is it? You're 40% troll doll Middle Earth Marxist? I don't know. I just tell terfs that I used to be a feminist until I started being transphobic. That they'll force me to take the red pill. I don't know. Yeah, that's one way to troll. Let's hope terfs don't find the clips. Oh, yes, let's hope that the terfs don't find the clips or the screenshots of him talking about age of consent. Let's hope that the terfs don't find the screenshots of Vaush, you know, first being creepy to Poppy and then going after Poppy, right? That would be bad, wouldn't it? Yeah, I mean, like, as long as they don't find that stuff, right? We should be okay. We should be okay as long as the terfs don't find, like, literally everything on Vaush. We don't, as long as they don't get a hold of the clan ops, chat. As long as they don't get a hold of the clan ops. Okay, so, what you and your ilk fail to appreciate. So after this, takemeister, right? Now, so a takemeister is something you can kind of take back. A takemeister is something you can modify. Vaush said, women be quieter and start apologizing challenge, right? Now, I've seen some of his fans try to say, he's deep frying the meme. What the fuck, you boomer? Don't you recognize meta fucking irony when you see it? I mean, like, come on. Jeez, of course he doesn't mean to be sexist, right? It doesn't matter. She's got a huge platform and she's got a bunch of people willing to believe that anybody who disagrees with her is a sexist pig or you know, worse if you're trans, right? You know, I don't want to even get into what she calls you if you're trans, right? But yeah, in Vaush's case, she's saying, how tediously familiar I find your tactics. I had a violent ex-husband who used to tell me life would be great if only I'd comply. But you're making the same mistake he did, mister. Women like me can't be bullied out of resistance. Yeah, but I mean, she persisted. Clearly she's persisting. And Cuffle's uncritical support to Vaush in the struggle against bored millionaires that make trans kids take their lives as a hobby. I think there's like it's ironic. It's ironic. This is ironic. I'm going to interpret this as ironic. Okay, I think this is ironic. You know what? This might be really smart by Keffels actually though, because I could see Vaush not getting the irony. I could see Vaush. So then you get to have your cake and eat it too. Okay. Anyway, I'm not sure, chat. The jury's still out on that. Okay. So, and there's nothing. A friend of the VOD. No, not really. What? I don't know. For some reason, nothing likes me or is nice to me. I don't understand why. What you and your ilk fail to appreciate is how tediously familiar I find your tactics, women. Okay. So it's like, this is something that Bellatrix would say. Wait, I feel like there was something else on this resistance thing, right? She's a combination of Hermione, Bellatrix, Molly, and Filch. Unacceptable Molly slander. Okay, I don't know. Epic clown battle. Okay. I mean, it's a little pixelated, but that's I'll take it. I'll take it. Oh wait, so this is Vaush's response. Listen, Joanne, you don't get to play the victim card when you're the advocate for taking away women's rights here. Trans women are raped and killed in men's facilities, and you want to keep them there because of your trauma. Quit making your feelings other people's oppression. Okay, so this is a Vaush fan. So yeah, I mean, you can see the kind of nightmare here, like, right? You jump in here, you tell JK she got owned, and then somebody's like, you like Vaush though? And they're like, not really, right? You can kind of see why I've stayed out of this stuff. I just don't know if there's anything good to say in this thread itself. The clown show thing came pretty close though. The clown show thing is that's pretty much my take on it. I don't think you have to choose, like, right? It's, you know, Vaush fighting with JK doesn't make him any better. Like, it doesn't make her any better. They both kind of suck. And, okay, so wait. Vaush is paying attention to JK Rowling when he should be paying attention to trans rights, and then trans people get fucked. Okay, I see. Let them fight. Are we talking about the horse thing? Okay, I guess the horse thing is coming up. The horse discourse. I mean, like, everything's gonna come up. Every single thing that Vaush has ever done that's cringe is gonna come up now. And with JK Rowling shit, though, like, I mean, the Vaush fans could go and find, like, JK Rowling's greatest hits, right? But I don't know. I feel like it's like Trump. There's too many grab her by the pussies for JK to get hurt by any particular, like, take she's had. Oh my god, this horrible turf take in response. This horrible fucking turf take here. Okay, that's not great. That's not great. None of this is great. This is all really bad. This is all really, really bad. So I know that this is not the end of the discourse though, right? And here's the problem. There's a lot of narratives that TERFs want to paint about trans rights activism. In fact, there's been an attempt, I don't know if you know this, chat, by TERFs to turn the acronym around on trans rights people, right? So they try to talk about, like, TRAs, trans rights activists, right? They're trying to make TRA a thing, and TIM, trans identified males, right? They're trying to come up with an acronym to use against us, right? And they're also trying to say that by supporting trans rights, you know, we're supporting misogyny, abuse, the silencing of women, right? Vaush is unwittingly, I hope, helping them paint this narrative, right? Everything that he's saying is useful in that regard. And then when they start to look into his history, right, they're able to characterize trans rights activism in some pretty cringe ways for reasons that have nothing to do with trans people, right? Wrong chat. And today that's a problem. Sometimes the wrong chat on screen is actually like a great boon, right? But today, not so much. Okay, we got the right chat on screen. And I've seen a lot of cis people get in trouble. I've seen a lot of well-intentioned cis people get in trouble, right? And the reason that they get in trouble is because they don't take stock of the lay of the land. They don't, they're not in the discourse enough, right? And there's a very good reason for that, right? And the reason is that for trans people, the discourse affects our well-being in a really, really obvious way, right? And in a pretty quick way, right? Like the changes in how society views trans people very quickly begin to affect trans people's lives, for better or for worse. But with cis people, they're not getting that feedback because they're not tuned into that. And a lot of times, and I'm not going to say all the time, but a lot of the times, we're like a symbol for them. We get used as a stand-in for their, you know, progressive nature. We get used as a football, you know, for them to kick, to show that they are good people, right? And okay, so here's the examples that I'll use, right? You've got somebody like Calvin Guerra. Okay, Calvin Guerra is a bully. Calvin Guerra is a trans med. Calvin Guerra, you know, has caused a lot of harm in the trans community. Trans people know this, right? And trans people responded in a way that made sense and in a way that was working, right? Xander Hall and RGR somehow like got a hold of Calvin Guerra, and they thought it'd be really nice if they played heroes and they can talk to Calvin Guerra, right? That, like, you know, all the trans people that have tried to reach out to Calvin Guerra, tried to talk to Calvin Guerra, like, they didn't do it, but that's because they're just not as smart as Xander Hall and RGR. Xander Hall and RGR, RGR is trans at least, right? So, like, you know, her being involved in the discourse isn't really problematic because of who she is, right? But I think that what was problematic about RGR's involvement is that she either just hadn't been paying attention to what people were doing in regards to Calvin Guerra, or she just didn't care. And so as a result, they ended up trying to help, but actually interfering and actually throwing Calvin Guerra a lifeline that has allowed him to continue to harm people, right? And I mean, like, there's an example of where cis allies trying to help out in trans discourse goes wrong. I don't think that it's always a bad thing. I just think that it's something that being an ally is not as easy as it looks. And there's a lot of ways to be an ally that actually either do no real help, no real net benefit, or do more harm than good. And that's something that people have to watch out for. But in Vaush's case, like, I'm pretty sure we can say this is a virtue signal. This is a football. This is trans people as a football for Vaush to, you know, kind of show off with. There are cis people who have good takes. Yeah, absolutely. Surely no shortage of trans people. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, also true. Also true. There's another thread where JK was just like going to town on Vaush, right? Oh, wow. Hey, Diode last here, saying essentially the same thing that I just said. Yeah. Like, hey, Diode last, you ripped off my take. Oh, wait, no, you had the take 8 hours before me. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Okay. So it seems like his community is boosting his Ukrainian refugee efforts. And that may be for a good reason, because it looks like what the Rowling crowd, racist, anti-Semitic, child porn advocate, and sexual harasser, tells beloved children's author. Oh my god. Okay. Author JK Rowling to quote unquote shut the fuck up. The streamer known as Vaush has a history of sexually harassing women, advocating for lowering the age of consent, spouting. I mean, like, that's actually not true, right? That, like, I mean, like, look, he's got bad takes, but you stretched it a little too far there. He didn't say that. He said some other really awful stuff, but spouting anti-Semitic rhetoric, defending, I mean, technically true, right? Defending child porn and oh yeah, calling black people subhuman. And I'm sure that this isn't like a good person. It's probably a turf here. Although they aren't wow, that's a small account. Chasing some JK Rowling clout, I guess. I don't know. JK Rowling slams suspected pedo influencer Vaush for telling her to shut the up. I had a violent... Okay, so yeah, that's... Wait, actually, I might be wrong about this. Maybe this person's not bad. I'm learning so much fan fiction people have written on me. Okay, I don't even know. I can't tell if it's like a friend or a foe or neither. The post-millennial, is that like a turf rag? I feel like I've heard of that. I feel like that outlet has some notoriety to it. Yeah, so Count Dankula. It's hard to feel bad for Vaush being called. Wait, what does that even... Oh, that's what that means. Okay, I can't even say that word, dude. I don't think I can say that word. How does fucking Dankula have the fucking... Oh, shit. Yeah, Tim Pool, this video is about Vaush. Biden has terrifying influencer behind his policies. No, I don't think so. That's a lie, right? That's not right. There's a lot of low quality posts here that I'm running into. I think Vaush taking on Rowling the way he did was an intentionally bad move. Conservatives. What I'm looking for though is like, I know that like Joanne retweeted a bunch of stuff that was like, I guess I could look in her retweets. A bunch of stuff that was like basically okay, so here's somebody saying that they don't accept Vaush as a trans ally. See, but here's the fucked up thing though. You post that, right? And you're gonna get people like, oh, so you support JK Rowling. Anyway, that's how discourse gets flattened. In 2036, girls with vaginas will be like shiny Pokemon. Okay, and people are like calling Vaush like a chaser, casual transphobia. From our favorite progressive. Okay, so he gets quote retweeted and then he takes those, just say you're a chaser and fuck off, right? Yeah. And then there's the old school shit right here. Although, I think there's some, yeah, there's age of consent exists out of respect for the numerous power imbalances older people have over younger people, as these imbalances, or at least some of them, are redressed through... Oh, okay, so this is what they were saying about age of consent. Whoa, okay, I guess I'm wrong. He did say that. He did literally say that. Well, I mean, like in the oh my god. But Andy No is the editor-in-chief of the Post-Millennial. So we will read the Newsweek article because it's just kind of funny that Vaush is on Newsweek. I mean, you do all know that like I have like I can only remember three things at a time, right? Unless I write it down on my skin. Yeah. But yeah, anyway, let me take a look here because like I believe... Oh, it didn't get... The tweet did not get deleted. By the way, it's right here. It's right here. Mecha Random. Oh my god, Mecha Random. You need to delete this tweet now. Me, like, you have no right. What? What, Mecha Random? Oh, Mecha Random's on Twitch, apparently. Me like you have no... Men like you have no right telling women anything. Okay, so Mecha Random, if you don't know, is kind of like a fandom menace. She's kind of like my negative image, right? Because like she looks like... She you know, red hair, and she kind of looks like the SJW like stereotype, and like but she's, you know, a chud, and I'm like the opposite. I kind of like I vibe like an edgy girl, but I'm actually cool. So I'm like the opposite. This is my sister, you know, from an alternate universe or something. I don't know. Oh yeah, so somebody here said, there's no fighting here. JK Rowling just platformed Vaush. JK Rowling platformed Vaush because Vaush and Rowling are both on the same side. She knows that Rowling probably found and swooned over the clip of Vaush calling the LGBT community cancerous as fuck. both Vaush and Rowling are transphobes who want okay, so yeah, both Vaush and Rowling are problematic on trans people. True. There is no fighting here. There may be a little clout sharking on Vaush's part, right? There may be a little of him trying to get into the discourse through being controversial, right? But I don't think she did this on purpose. I mean, I disagree. I don't like hate the person for having this take, and I don't know what, I hope nothing isn't like dragging them over the coals for this, but oh, okay, so this is interesting. JK Rowling calling Vaush, accusing Vaush of being a pedo has so many bizarre implications. It implies that she's not only knows who Vaush is, but also follows him to the point that she knows the lore and everything. No, people sent her this. People clearly sent her that stuff, right? Okay, so blue check marks start popping up out of nowhere with clips and Discord logs. Wild. Okay, by starting a feud with Vaush, JK Rowling has officially crossed the threshold of being too online. A lot of people are just like, pox on both your houses. There's Xander Hall. Is Twitter like curating? He's a right-wing troll pretending to be an ally, teeing up easy rhetorical wins for transphobes. Oh my god, Vera, I mean, like, so many good takes. I'm not sure this is one of them. I understand why people think this, though. He's really disingenuous. He really does game, you know, the attention economy. I mean, I could totally understand thinking this. I just don't think, like, that's just over your skis, though. He's a right-winger who thinks he's an ally, right? And him occupying that space curtails, like, allyship for the entire left. So I agree about the problematic nature of Vaush, just, like, maybe a little nuance about, like, the reason for that. So this is very, I mean, yeah, this is where it goes over the line, right? That he's literally helping transphobia on purpose by giving her an easy clap. Like, I understand why people are really fucking cynical about online, you know, dynamics and shit like that probably happens. I just don't see it happening here. Like, right? He's just so up his own butt that he okay, here's what it is. It's acceptable targets. That's what we're doing, right? He considers her an acceptable target, and yeah, she's been a horrible transphobe, right? So he kind of thinks that, like, with acceptable target, all rules are off. So if all rules are off, let's bring out the misogyny guns, right? Or in this case, maybe the ironic misogyny guns, but, like, you can't say this when you regularly silence women and expect this to be taken in an ironic fashion, right? Pretty sure Rowling could take Vaush in a fight. I don't know about that. Two idiots fighting the worst fight I've ever seen. I do know about that. I will sign on to that. That's based. Okay, complaining about how victimized you are when you are a billionaire being mocked for opposing civil rights is the height of crybullying. Rose of fucking Dawn! Oh my god, all the sussy bakas are here. All the sussy bakas chat. JK Rowling laying the smackdown on Vaush has made my night. Okay, that's great. That's great, Rose of Dawn. That's awesome. Okay, so the one thing that I'm not seeing, and maybe somebody's posted this in chat already, because I haven't checked in a hot second here, more like a hot 30 minutes. JK Rowling being able to dunk on Vaush is one of the many reasons why we cannot have misogynistic pedophiles to be our public representation. Ideally, they would not be in the movement at all, but one step at a time. Based. Okay, wow. They're gonna get ableist in here. Yeah, it is a fucked up dynamic. Like, some people have, like, the right, you know, moral outlook, but they throw it all away when it comes to acceptable targets, right? Like, I mean, somebody being fucking, you know, JK Rowling doesn't make misogyny okay. Vaush is trying to make Rowling look good. Look, oh my God. Okay, I don't know. Like, I get what you're saying. I don't think it's quite working like that. Like, look, like, if you're wanting to be cynical, I'll be cynical with you, okay? I will be cynical as fuck, okay? Vaush did this for clicks. He did this for the attention economy. He did this to get his name out there. He did this to get an article written about him. He did this to make himself more relevant, okay? He wasn't thinking about trans people except in that he supports trans rights. Like, that's, you know, his take. That's his belief, and he said it. But it wasn't for trans people, right? It definitely wasn't for trans people in a strategic way. And I don't think he really even, like, I think it's just words. It's just words. They come out of his mouth. He says them, and he gets the clicks. I think he really does. He's a very simple dude. Okay. It's about money. Yeah, that's right, V. It's about money. This is about money. This is not about Vaush playing 6-dimensional chess to help the transphobes, okay? Like, the sad thing about Vaush, and this is gonna hurt, is that he doesn't know he's transphobic. He thinks he does right by us. Same thing with Dylan. Same thing with all these asshole debate bros. They think that they do right by us, right? They're not intentionally, like, getting rinsed by JK Rowling's. They're not being a feeder, you know, on purpose. Oh my God, Chad, I didn't realize how, like, I need to fix this green screen, don't I? But they are having that effect, right? They're not helping us, and they don't care, because for them, their relevance is increasing, their name recognition is increasing. Some people are seeing them fighting JK Rowling and being like, yeah, fighter for trans rights, right? That's all Vaush cares about, and that's the problem. That's the problem. This isn't about us. That's the real problem, is that, like, you know, neither trans women nor women writ large, you know, cis and trans women are centered in this discourse that's nominally about us, right? And instead, we've got a, you know, rich, out of touch, transphobe, or, you know, terf menace, right? And we've got we got 2 rich out of touch transphobes, honestly. He doesn't care about anything except his financial interests. Can anybody find me, like, so supposedly she went after Vaush with the old, you know, material, right? And I know I saw this thread. Does anybody have this? Let me scroll up and see if somebody posted it. He's like, I have a trans friend. Find it obnoxious that Vaush is given all this air for basically existing and sniffing farts. Yeah, Vaush was on the kills. He got goaded into it. I mean, I don't know. Like, I get what you're saying. Oh God. Like, the reason he could get goaded into that is because of toxic masculinity and dominance paradigm. There's like in the, you know, the bro codes or whatever you want to say, like, there is a thought that saying a slur makes you more manly, right? So they were trying to up the manliness. Well, I can say a slur. Can you say a slur? And he was like, I can say a slur too. Look at me. Slur, 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 right? I can do it. Like, right? So it was like he wanted to be the man. He didn't want to lose his man card, right? And that's the thing, is any, like, you know, real trans ally, they've got to, like, not be worried about losing their man card. If they can be manipulated that easily, they're not going to be able to do shit for us. Oh, thank you, Obafly. I nailed it. Has anybody found, like, the, maybe somebody sent it to me in, like, DMs or not? Because I know that supposedly she went after Vaush with all the classic material. Vaush versus Rowling. Oh my God. But whatever she's posting, like, I mean, I guess just based on the fact that it's not showing up here, like, so he didn't get hurt as bad as he could have. What I was thinking was going to happen was that, like, this is just going to make his, you know, all of his, the pedo stuff and the, harassment stuff like trend really hard, and that was what was going to get picked up by the algorithm. Mr. Incredible becoming incredibly uncanny. Really quick. Okay, so wait. This looks like she retweeted it because she saw the clips. Wait, is this an answer to somebody? No. People are talking about Vaush trying to get her on to debate him. I don't think that's going to happen, though. Like, she doesn't gain anything from that. He does, though. He would gain immensely from that, but yeah, she won't, so she won't do it. I don't think. I could be wrong. Okay, just like fucking direct me to this shit. Nobody's like posting like a link, just post a link. Somebody fucking post a link. Okay, so it looks like, yeah, it looks like what she did is somebody tagged her into one of the threads talking about this shit. And this is a pretty fun clown fight though. Like I'm enjoying this. Yeah, somebody tagged her in and she retweeted it. So then why isn't it on her fucking timeline? That's what I don't get. Like, look, her timeline. Like, and don't tell me it's because she doesn't want to have like yikes stuff on her timeline, because like she doesn't care about that. Wait, so did she do the thing where she retweets something and then she unretweets it? I don't get it. Media? Not there. What has she been liking? Maybe she just likes stuff instead of retweeting it. I don't know. Oh no, this is the t-shirt. This is the t-shirt to commemorate the resistance against Vaush. Wait, that looks like Ayn Rand, doesn't it? Look, it looks like Ayn Rand. It looks like an Ayn Rand book cover. Wait, I mean, oh god, I'm like commenting on which terf t-shirt is better. I'm not gonna fall into that trap. I don't have to judge them. I am seriously not seeing her. Oh, there it is. Okay. So, I mean, these are all red names. So, you know, if you see the red names and you see the green names on my timeline, that is Shinigami Eyes. Shinigami Eyes is an app you too can use. And, oh my god, this is pretty, I'm not gonna read this. This is pretty bad. Okay, so there's her liking, you know, some of the Vaush receipts, liking some of the comments talking about him and age of consent, liking some turf stuff. Of course she likes turf stuff. She loves turf stuff. This witch doesn't burn. Oh my god, this is so cringe. This is so fucking cringe. This is okay, what? I was only pretending to be misogynistic. What? Okay. I mean, like, maybe that's no. I know that there was something shown where, okay, this is it. So she's just liking stuff. She's not putting it. I don't, you know, chat. I don't really understand. I gotta confess to you, like, these people have a lot of followers. JK Rowling especially, right? We're talking about millions of followers. I don't know if the meta changes at that level. It may be that their feed. Oh my god! Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's in her likes. It is all in her likes. Okay. I found it. It's all in her likes. I figured it out. I legit think Vaush is meta-ironic. Go into tweets and replies. Is it in tweets and replies, though? Or is it in... She took it back. Oh, she did retweet the stuff at first. Okay. Now... Okay. That's... Sorry, chat. I'm just, like, getting, like... So it's this...
Yes, more legal and more ethically... Should consuming child porn be legal? I think that would be, yes, more legal and more ethically consistent. Yes, 100%. Should consuming child porn be legal? I think that would be, yes, more legal.
That's a very short clip. Maybe there's more context to this, but, I mean, I've showed you some of the shit that you know, he said that, like, no amount of context is really going to help. That might not be one of them, though, since it is a short clip. I'm surprised somebody hasn't tagged me thinking that I am the ClanOps chick and that I have all the fucking receipts on Vaush. Supposedly, if you believe those screenshots, I've been collecting the receipts on Vaush. Like, JK, don't call me. I'm kidding. I'm not being meta-ironic here, JK. I'm serious. Don't call me. Don't. I mean, I am being meta-ironic with the phone thing, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Am I missing this? I'm literally looking through a terf's likes. Oh my god, chat, this is cringe. I don't look through anybody's likes. I don't think I've ever like policed anyone before. Like, I just generally don't find, you know, a reason to click over here. Tweets and replies, I thought I already looked at, but maybe I didn't. I'm really surprised that nobody's like there. You know, I mean, you know what I'm talking about, chat. The screenshot from the folders. and it was like screenshot. It was a screenshot of some screenshots and some videos, some clips, right? And this was essentially like the dossier. Like my you know, Discord kind of ended up hosting what is essentially the you know, cancel Vaush starter pack, right? Despite not really, you know, trying to cover it myself, like, right? It's like I've told you before, I feel like the way that that stuff gets used is as a vaccine for Vaush. I feel like he takes the things that are said about him that are oversteps, and he uses them to pretend that everything that anybody says about his takes is an overstep when it's not, right? So, you know, I'm not a feeder. I'm not somebody who I'm not somebody who like easily gives their foes in social media free points like Vaush does, right? Oh my god, what the fuck? Okay, no, I don't know. Maybe she liked and unretweeted. So she did this earlier, okay, and then she got it off her timeline, right? Because like even a terf like JK Rowling can't have too much gross stuff on her timeline, I guess. And Vaush's stuff is kind of gross. So, oh well. I never seen these screenshots. I'm not sure how they put them out if they are on Discord. I'm afraid I'm missing chains in this mental link. I'm not sure what you're saying. Maybe there's a context. What is the context to saying it's a 6-second clip of like, you know, it cuts into a sentence, right? Like I know what a clip tends to look like, and it tends to look like that, right? If you see a 30-second clip, it's less likely. If you see a 2-minute clip, it's even less likely. But you do have to check around the ends, like the beginning of the Dylan clip chimped me. Remember, chat? Dylan clipped me talking about his stands, and he started it off by saying, "Now this is what she's saying about me. This is what she's saying about me." I literally like, you know, 1 millisecond before the clip started, I was saying Dylan stands, right? I was clearly talking to his community, his stands, his you know, his fans, not to himself, right? So, you know, yeah, I'm pretty well aware, and there's enough fucking material on Vaush that you don't need to like fight for every little, you know, morsel, right? We're not looking to, you know, you don't need any more. What you need is a way to get through that shell that he's developed. And part of how he's developed that shell is by having people attack him in ways that aren't well thought out, in ways that don't seem convincing, in ways that can be used by him to make it look like his opponents are disingenuous. So that's the kind of thing that I try to avoid. Again, not a feeder, chat, not a feeder. See, over Harry Potter author JK Rowling's International Women's Day tweet has spilled into Amerigo Vespucci Day. Okay, that's today, maybe. On Tuesday, Rowling shared... Oh, that was... Okay, anyway. Rowling shared a tweet that some users found transphobic. Some users found it transphobic. We're not taking any side... Hey, we're just Newsweek, okay? We can't take a side on this, right? We can't, like, actually stand up for trans people. That day, the UK's left-wing Labour Party Equality Shadow Minister Annalise Dodds said on BBC Women's Hour radio program that there were different definitions of what makes a woman, i.e. the debate between Demon Mama and RGR, right? Dodds was speaking in a discussion about Scotland's gender recognition reform bill, which would make it easier for trans people to change their legal gender. Someone please send the Shadow Minister of Equalities a dictionary and a backbone. Apparently, under the Labour government, today will be We Who Must Not Be Named Day, she added. In response, popular left-wing YouTube personality Ian Vaush Kochensky slammed the writer Tuesday afternoon. All JK Rowling had to do was shut up, and she could have been the most uncritically beloved. She could have been almost uncritically beloved for like a century. Vaush wrote, "Women be quieter and start apologizing challenge." Almost exactly 24 hours later, Rowling replied, attaching screenshots of his tweet. "What you and your ilk fail to appreciate is how tediously familiar I find your tactics. I had a violent ex-husband who used to tell me life would be great if only I'd comply, but you're making the same mistake he did. Women like me can't be bullied out of resistance," she wrote. There it is. And Vaush replied 10 minutes later in the thread, addressing the author directly. Listen, Joanne, you don't get to play the victim card when you're advocating for taking away women's rights here. He wrote, trans women are raped, killed in men's facilities, and you want to keep them there because of your trauma. Quit making your feelings other people's oppression. He later retweeted Rowling's complaint, accusing the author of being a crybaby and a person who played the victim while harassing others. According to dictionary, that's what a crybaby. They had to look up. Okay, so yeah, that's what a crybaby is. Complaining about how victimized you are when you're a billionaire being mocked for opposing civil rights is the height of crybullying, Vaush said. Rowling has been repeatedly accused of transphobia. She denies having any animosity towards trans people. Oh, but Newsweek can't tell you which one's true. Does she have animosity towards trans people or not? I don't know. We're Newsweek. We can't. We're just here to say what everybody says, to repeat what everybody says and not take a stand. Right? I know and love trans people, but erasing the concept of sex removes the ability. I know and love trans people. I just don't think they're valid. Basically, concept of the sex removes the ability of many to meaningfully discuss their lives. The Flashpoint launching the majority of accusations against Rowling was her support of Maya Forrester, who had an unpaid visiting fellow affiliation with the Center of Global Development not removed following the comments about trans people. Center for Global Development told Newsweek that its decision not to renew Forrester's affiliations is in part as a result of the distress and harm to staff members that caused by a series of disrespectful and offensive statements of Mrs. Forstater. Oh yeah, the Forstater thing made inside and outside the CGD related to trans people. Forstater has stated that she does not believe that transgender women should be able to identify as women. She compares transgender women to Rachel Dolezal, much like Irrelevant, the white woman who led the Spokane, Washington. You didn't think Irrelevant was going to get hit in this. That's right. We're fucking slamming Irrelevant, right? Spokane, Washington NAACP chapter while pretending to be black. I honestly don't see the difference between Rachel Dolezal's internal feelings that she is black. This is an irrelevant take. This is a fucking irrelevant take right here. This is irrelevant shit. This is irrelevant transphobic bullshit right here. By a terf. And a man internal. And the only reason that Irrelevant doesn't get the fucking mask ripped off of his transphobia is because too many fucking trans people are covering for Irrelevant. There's this orbiter phenomenon, chat, where it's really hard to make it as a trans creator, and there's a shortcut, and that is making yourself useful to cis creators, regardless of their effect on the trans community, right? And way too many people play this game, and you're going to hear about one of them shortly. We've talked about her a little bit earlier this week, and you've got a video coming your way on that, because actually I think there's a lot more to this than just Zonia, right? Zonia is, just one part of this phenomenon of smaller creators, marginalized creators, making themselves useful to covering up larger creators' harm to marginalized people, right? And unfortunately, it is a long tradition. In an essay titled Turf Wars, in reference to the acronym, Rowling said that her previous abuse at the hands of her ex-husband made her fear that men may lie about being transgender. What the fuck? Was your husband transgender? No. Okay, then what? Really? That's a real thing. She thinks that saying trans women are women, treating trans women as women, it's no, God. Why Rowling wrote that the majority of trans-identified people not only pose zero threat to others, but are vulnerable. She believes that when you throw open the doors of bathrooms and changing rooms to any man who believes or feels he's a woman, and as I've said, gender confirmation certificates may now be granted without need for any surgery or hormones, then you open the door. Oh my God. Okay, I'm just not going to read the rest of this filth. However, those who disagree, including the UK's center-left party Liberal Democrats, point out that very few single-sex spaces require anything beyond someone's word. Wait. Those who disagree, including the Liberal Democrats, point out that very few single-sex spaces require anything beyond someone's word, to belong there. In this sense, we are already self-ID in most cases, so the claim that this would lead to a particular problem with predatory men using the loophole has a problem. Why isn't it happening systematically already? Systematically already. The LGBT wing of the Liberal Democrats write on their official site about debunking common anti-transgender talking points. The sad truth is that predatory men have plenty of ways to target women without putting on a dress and pretending to be a woman. The way to combat them is through specifically prohibiting harmful behaviors. Yeah, as we already do, it continues, and maybe, putting a little bit more enforcement behind that, right? Because like a lot of these things,